Hello, 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 and welcome back to Talking to Tequila with Chloe. That's me, Chloe, and welcome to the absolute most frigidly cold week of my life. Never in my life, if you saw me walking from wherever I'm at to my car this week, you're going to think I'm going crazy. I'm walking to my car talking about, God, oh my God, Jesus, help me, Lord, please. Oh my God, I'm so cold. Oh my God, Jesus. That's literally what I do the entire walk to my car. Could I wear a coat? Absolutely. Do I have a coat? Absolutely. Do I tend to wear that coat more when I'm going to be out of the house? Sustained. Absolutely. If there's a sustained period of time I'm leaving the house, that coat's on my body. I have a hard time swallowing. Well, I don't, because I like to swallow pretzels whole, Cheetos whole. And can I say something? I think I got to cut that out. I was eating Snyder's buffalo pretzels this week, and I was just chucking them down how I do. It honestly did make my stomach upset. Honestly, I felt like I had a brick in there. So I think I need to there is an off chance, I'm not going to hold myself to it. There's an off chance I might start chewing certain things. It's like, that's why I stopped eating pita bread. I really hate chewing pita bread. I like to just roll it up into tight little balls and swallow it. And I had to stop doing that because it literally I thought it was going to kill me. So either I need to stop eating pretzels and stop eating Cheetos and add that to my pita list, or I got to start chewing them up. I haven't decided which one's the most important yet. Now, I have a good week ahead of us. I did have a request for a slight reprieve. Now, I know this is coming off of the heels of the second murder of a Minnesota citizen. So at the very, 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 very end, I will do a small politicking segment. Not so much fucking the administration, more honoring Alex. But that will be at the very, very end. Otherwise, this will be a reprieve filled episode because I am a woman of the people, for the people, by the people. And if the people say I need a goddamn break, I'm giving you a goddamn break. And the reason I really did take that to heart this week, and then we'll go through the rundown, is because I found myself turning on a comedy podcast this week. It's like, if I'm turning on a comedy podcast for escapism, I can only deduce that means the people that listen to this podcast every now and again also want a reprieve. And I'm going to give that to you. Now, this week I'm going to cover the absolute ice snowstorm hell. I know that's a contradiction that is hitting the country right now, specifically the southern and east coast. We're going to go over the fact that I got snowed into my hospital. One of the craziest, gosh, I don't think I touched on this last week, and if I did, I apologize, but a patient told me and my coworker, I've been told crazy things. This, I think, could be the craziest thing I've ever been told. We're going to do a little tequila time. The Oscar nominations are officially released. I've been fluttering about the award season so far this year. The critics, the blah, 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 blah. The Oscars are the Mac Daddy. And when I say that the eagle has landed, which means we're going to go over the Oscar nominations, okay? And then a little exciting news about Nene Leakes returning to Bravo. And of course, closing out the tequila time is Harry Styles is back, baby. How do I feel about it? Tickets, tours, etc., etc. And then politicking. Now, let's get in to this week. Everyone was talking about this ice snowstorm coming. It swept the nation. Oh, there's a snowstorm coming. Oh, there's an ice storm coming. And, one thing about meteorologists, they've either hit the nail on the head or they're freaking shooting for noon and they end up at 8. And I didn't know which way was going to fall. Now, this week at work, I happen to have only been scheduled 2 days, which is fine. I'm officially on my month reprieve from Maryland. I'm in Pittsburgh for the month, and I'm working full-time hours at my Pittsburgh hospital. And I was only scheduled 2 days. So I thought, if anyone needs, a day off or someone calls off, I'll just happen to work. Now, I was working Sunday day, and that's when the storm was rolling through. And I just had this feeling, I thought, you know what? People are going to call off Monday. It's the weather's supposed to be bad. I'm going to pack an overnight bag. Our hospital had been sending out these emails for days now that, they're prepared. If people need to stay the night, call the AOD. That's the administrator on duty. Basically, the AOD, they're kind of like the general managers of the hospital. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it. They're nurses, and they're meant to be your leadership or the person you look to if you need assistance off hours. So AODs traditionally work overnights and weekends because normal management is not there during the overnight and weekend days, or overnight and then weekends. Yes. So they're like, if you need assistance, call the AODs. Like, we're going to have everything prepared and ready. So Sunday's rolling through. It's daytime. And you just see the snow dumping all day long. And we're looking at the snow climbing on these window sills and roofs. So I text my boss. I'm like, hey, just putting it out there. If anyone, I'm technically off Monday, but I only have 2 days this week. If anyone, I can either just plan on working, or if anyone calls off, I am available because I have a feeling people are going to call off. Don't you know it? It's like, and the minute I send that text message, another girl at work texts me. She's like, hey, my kid's school's canceled Monday. I know you were wanting to try to maybe work. Do you want to work? I said, sure, I'll work. So then I text my manager, okay, hey, actually blank just called off or said she's not going to be able to come in, and like, can I just take her shift instead? She's like, sure, excellent, perfect. So all day long, first of all, I'm working with my greatest friends. So the day is already good. Like, we're chatting, we're chucking, we're jiving. The snow's dumping down, and we're just like watching it, and everyone's chattering because when there's this type of weather happening, sometimes the hospital can make you stay because if the next shift can't show up, someone has to be able to take care of the patients. So there's this energy in the hospital. And one thing about me, gosh, I love when things happen for the plot. Like, it's a catch-22 because when things that happen that are inconvenient happen, it is inconvenient. So you don't want things to happen. Like, if you get a flat tire, if your car slides off the road, if you're stuck somewhere, you don't want it to happen. But the fact that something does happen for one day and then you have a lifelong story to tell about it, I mean, could you imagine anything better? I just love it. So we're going, okay, is the hospital going to make us stay? Or they're not going to make us stay? Is the next shift going to be able to show up? Or they're not going to be able to show up? What's going on? There's this anticipation and energy just kind of riding through, even with the patients, because I was there Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. Even in Maryland, when I was closing out my week, we're going, okay, you think they're going to let you out by Friday? You don't get discharged Saturday. You're going to have a hard time getting home. So as the anticipation's building throughout on Sunday, me and my coworkers are talking, should we stay the night? Should we not stay the night? Because some people were back the next day. Or actually, I was the only one definitely going to be back Sunday, but another coworker of mine had CPR the next day. So we're like, should we stay? Should we go? Should we stay? Should we go? And meanwhile, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, on Sunday, my shift ends at 6 p.m. And now I'm working Monday, so I need to be back by 5:30 a.m. And I just already know, because one thing about Pittsburgh, one thing about Pennsylvania, that is a hilly bitch. I mean, you got rolling hills, which I like because I love textured landscaping. I really hate a flat piece of land. It's like, wow, holy guacamole. Talk about no visual stimulation at all. But like hills, there's texture. It's kind of like how I feel about my current podcast studio setup. I really don't like that it's behind a flat wall with no pictures on it. It's not visually stimulating at all, and I do need to work on that. It's on my to-do list. But it's like, my gosh, my to-do list is ever growing, so just cut me a break. But I'm going, how did I get on this topic? Let me just track my mind here real quick. Oh, so I'm questioning, do I go home or not? It's like, an 11-hour turnaround, but I know it's going to take me an hour to get home and it's going to take me an hour to get back here. I would have to leave my house at 4:30 in the morning. And then, so that means I'd have to wake up at 4. Like, is it even worth it? Do I just stay at the hospital for the plot? Or is it even for the plot? Or is it actually for safety? Midway through the day, I'm going, you know what? I'm going to stay at the hospital. I just have to. So I call the AOD. I'm like, hey, I work tonight till 6. I'm back tomorrow at 5:30. Like, can I get a bed space? They're like, yes. So they shuck me to this bed space, which I was hoping, I'm like, don't send me to dialysis. Don't send me to dialysis. Because my coworker had spent the night before as well, because the snow had already started coming. So they go, okay, go to dialysis. I'm like, but they're like, but when you get to dialysis, can you let us know if bed space 7 is open? I'm like, sure. So I go down there just to peep it out. It is open. And I call them. I'm like, hey, bed space 7 is open. I'm like, but it isn't, I did like sprinkle it on there because I was just trying my Midas. I go, hey, yeah, you sent me to bed space 7 and it is open, but it is a chair. Like, if that's what you meant, like you meant to send me to a chair, I'm not going to be able to sleep in a chair. I can barely sleep in a bed. And they're like, oh, okay, good. But they're like, we're actually rerouting because we're actually going to save the dialysis chairs. So can we send you, they're like, we have 3 options. You can either go to the swing unit, which I heard that 2 nurses had slept in the swing unit the night before, and they said it was a nightmare because the swing unit is just a huge open room with like several bed spaces open. And they said like people were talking all night, the lights were on, and it was a total nightmare. They're like, you can either go to the swing unit or you can go down to the ED and we have cots there, or you can go to the research building because we have a whole building at my hospital just for research. They're like, we have cots in the research building. I'm like, I think the research building's my best bet because it's not like part of the hospital with the hustle and bustle. It's all connected, but like it's a separate building, like administrative research, like, so I feel like I'm going to have the best bet there. So I'm like, I'll take the research building. They send me to the research building and I go to my little room. There's 4 cots there. Now, here's the thing. This was Sunday night going into Monday. A lot of people don't work Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Normally when you're on the weekend, it's like your designated weekend that week, and then you're at some other random day during the week. So I'm going, I don't know how many people are actually going to be staying the night tonight because most people normally work Saturday, Sunday, then they're off Monday. I happen to be working Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I get there. No one else is in my room. There's 4 cots and not another soul. And now I was sitting in my office with my coworkers chatting till at least 9:30 at night because I was clocked out. But like when in Rome, I mean, I'm at the hospital, I'm stuck here and my friends are here. So like, I'm going to keep talking to them. So it's 9:30 at night. There's no one else in this room. And I go, okay, well, everyone else's shift ended at 7:30. So I feel like if I'm the only one in here, it's because like that is going to be what it is for the night. Lo and behold, I was the only one in there all night long. Now, was I on a cot, like an army cot? Yes. Was it a tight little tiny space? Yes. Was it very cold in that room? Yes. Were the lights on motion sensor? Because it's a research building, not, my personal bedroom? Yes. So every time I was freaking adjusting myself, pew, all the lights came on. Don't you know, I got up to this panel. I'm not an electrician. I'm not a maintenance man. But when I was at this panel with the lights, with the motion sensors, like a mad scientist clicking these buttons, trying to figure out how to get the motion sensor off. Finally, I figured it out. I got a Smucker's grape jelly and peanut butter sandwich from the cafeteria. That's what I had for dinner. And I loved it. You would think I would be like, oh, the drum. I'm stuck at the hospital. Yeah, dramatically fabulous. It was cool. I mean, do I want to sleep in a hospital? No, of course not. Were me and my friends joking around like, everyone always says this, I'd rather freeze on the side of the road than stay at the hospital. Of course. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not going to fight an hour to get home, fight an hour to get back, and not have a story to tell. And I had already brought a change of clothes. My only quarrel with staying the night at the hospital was the fact that I personally am a huge fan of a minimum 2-a-day shower. I know that's not what a lot of people can do. I know that that's, out of the ordinary, but me, I always shower in the morning. I always shower at night. There's not a circumstance in this world where that's not happening. That is the minimum, what I like to do. I pride myself on being scentless in terms of smelling bad and scentful in terms of spraying spritz on me. So I smell a little coconutty or a little florally. That's the bare minimum for me. In this particular situation, that was not available to us. Did I have a bit of a problem working a shift and then having to change into my pajamas because I did pack an overnight bag because I thought I might get snowed in without a shower? Yeah. Can I say it was devastado? Of course. And then I had to wake up the next morning, which, by the way, when I say wake up, I got to my little cot at about 10 p.m. It took me god dang a freaking hour to figure out the motion sensor lights. And then it is how our building works is there's an employee parking garage, or there's actually just a parking garage. And then you have to walk through the research building to get to the hospital. So did I hear like the little pitter patters of feet all night long? Did I hear some people chatting all night long? Yes. Was I up every hour? Yes. So when I say I woke up, I just mean like an additional wake up. Then I actually had to get up for the day. Did I wake up and then also have the realization I was not going to be showering in the morning as well? Yes. Was that difficult for me? Yes. But was it worth the story that this is now the second time I've been snowed into a job? The first time I was working at Bahama Breeze, this was maybe 15 years ago. And Bahama Breeze's headquarters are in Florida. So there were these reports that there was this storm coming. And Bahama Breeze, Darden, did not close the store. Well, then what did it hit with? We got a state of emergency. Now all of a sudden, it's freaking 7 p.m. in Robinson. You can't get anywhere. I'm slipping and sliding like a damn bar of soap on the floor of a tub. We can't get anywhere. Bahama Breeze, oh, you know what they did? They went above and beyond. They got us 3 hotel rooms for about 10 employees. Now, was it the time of our lives? The manager had to be in one room, Bob. He always used to say that, Bob, I'm Bob. And then he would say his last name. And then there was a couple, Jess and Josh. They got the second room. Should it have been split up between guys and girls? Probably. Were we all adults? Yes. So it didn't really matter. One thing about me, I don't care about co-ed. I'm a big fan of co-ed. The Starbucks Reserve in Seattle has co-ed restrooms. And I don't mean like 2 private rooms that just say like, girl, guy, anything. Oh, go in. No. I mean, it's a restroom that you walk in. There's like 10 stalls and it's everyone there. And I actually like it. Like, okay, cool. Go in any stall. You walk out, there's a guy, there's a girl, there's a they, there's a them. I don't care. I like it. I love it. Let's just all live our lives. We are adults here, for Christ's sakes. So the third room was then everyone else. So Bob had one room, Jess and Josh had one room, and then everyone else was in another room. It was fun. I mean, I was like 19 at the time. I thought it was like scandalously cool that I was in just like this co-ed hotel room. And I did have to sleep in bed with a new girl who I didn't even know. I mean, it was like her first week, and like the guys let the 3 girls have the bed, and then the guys like slept on the ground and on the couch. Gentlemen. But we were prank calling our manager all night long, because he was a real, he was so fun and so cool. One of my favorite managers. But I mean, man, that man was wound tight, honey. God, oh, like he was wound tight. And so we would call him and be like, hi, like your $35 HBO movie you ordered, it can't process. So it did charge like 5 times, but we'll fix it. And it was charged to the corporation. So he was like freaking out. And then he did hear us giggling at one point. So he like came over and knocked on our door and he was like, you guys are crazy. So that was so much fun. This second time, of course, wasn't that much fun. It was more fun just for the plot because on Monday we all woke up and, we were going we were walking around the units. Oh, you sleep here overnight? Yeah. Now, when I say my only quarrel was that I didn't get to have my nighttime shower and then my daytime shower, just to be clear, I did shower Sunday before I got to work, and then I showered Monday when I got home. So I did still get to shower every single day. I just really like the morning night vibe. Now, man, I think I do need some vitamins because there's just a part of me where it's like I just told my whole little story and then I'm just going, wow. My mind just went blank. It's like, now what? But I'm going to start taking vitamins. We had I've worked with this girl named Darcy for 10 years now at the hospital that I'm at. Now she's a resource nurse, so she just gets pulled with whoever gets to go wherever. And Monday we did have basically almost our entire shift call off, which is fine because I had already said that I would work, and then they pulled Darcy to us, and then another girl ended up finally making it in. And this one girl said, come hell or high water, I'm getting to work. And best believe she got there. Darcy was telling me this week, actually, yesterday, she's like, you got to start taking vitamins, girl. And I'm like, okay, I will. I just can't stand the vitamin industry because technically if you do eat the foods that you need, you can get all the nutrients that you need. But I'm also a woman just doing the best I can. It's like, I should take a magnesium supplement. I should take an iron supplement. I mean, my legs are bruising like damn apples. And so clearly I'm not getting, because I'm sorry. I'm just a girl living life. Okay? I'm sorry. I can't be eating red meat every day. I can't be eating red meat 10 times a day. Yes, my legs are bruising like damn apples. Okay? I know I'm probably need iron. I might be anemic. I don't know. But it's just, what am I supposed to do? Eat a freaking hamburger all day long? It's not possible. It makes me feel like just a lot, okay? So yeah, maybe I will take an iron supplement. I don't know. Maybe I'll get some lab work drawn. I can't add another thing to my list right now. Whose list is overwhelming? The to-do list. It's overwhelming. So you know what? I'm just going to take a vitamin and call it a day. Now, coming off the heels of having to stay at the hospital, I do just want to say something because I want it noted in the timeline. I kind of just want it documented, okay? I need to take a sip of water. So much better. And if I mentioned this last week, I'm sorry, I apologize, but I just have to say it because I can't remember. Hence why I need to take the vitamins. My last week in Maryland, before my month break, we were talking to this patient, just chatting, and me and my coworker, Lexi, are always going together on calls because I was training her. Lexi has blonde hair and swoopy bangs. She just got swoopy bangs. She wanted a change. I have long, dark hair. We had a patient say to us this week, you know who you guys remind me of? This was a young man. Who? And I wasn't in the room when this happened because I was straightening up. I was charting, blah, blah, blah. Lexi walks out. She goes, you will never believe what this person just said to us. I said, what? Because people always say crazy things to us and it's normally disturbing. I feel like I've mentioned it here before several times. I mean, guys really will just say the darndest things that will make you vomit in your mouth and then have to swallow it back down. So I'm just prepared for the most vile thing to have been said about us. And it's, it's just God, can these guys get a fucking grip sometimes? What have guys said to me? I can't say it because my dad's been listening to my podcast now. I'm not even going to put him through it, okay? But it's always vulgar. So I'm just bracing myself for this supposedly vulgar comment that a guy has made about us. She goes, that guy just said that who we remind him of. And then I was really bracing myself because when people say I remind them of people, it's always the worst person. It's like the most annoying person. It's like the most like obnoxious person. And I'm like, wow, God forbid I have a personality, because instead of them being like, oh, you remind me of, and then like someone charming, it's like the most obnoxious person. And I'm like, oh, so you think I'm annoying? Okay, great. Wonderful. She goes, he just said that I remind him of Cameron Diaz from Charlie's Angels, and you remind him of Lucy Liu from Charlie's Angels. When I tell you, I was so taken aback. I mean, what a compliment. First of all, Lucy Liu, petite queen. Second of all, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now, am I a realist? Obviously. Did I immediately know that that man must have lost his goddamn mind? Of course. In what world do I remind anyone of Lucy Liu? It's just not reality. But hey, if this guy wants to be like, you guys remind me of the cast of Charlie's Angels, you're Cameron Diaz, you're Lucy Liu, I'm taking it and I'm running with it. And I just want to put it on the timeline because it's the best compliment I've ever gotten. I mean, I like when people say I'm funny. I like when people say I'm charming. I like when people say that I'm charismatic. You can say that I'm pretty. That's fine. I do take it as a compliment, but I really do like when you more compliment me like, you're just always so light, or you're a breath of fresh air, or you're really funny. Like, check, check, check. Love it. If you say I'm pretty, okay, that's fine. Now let me have a caveat. If you're a guy and you say I'm pretty, okay, thank you so much. Now, if you're a hot guy and you say I'm pretty, of course I might go, thank you. Who, me? Okay. But if you're a girl and you say I'm pretty, yeah, I'm going like, oh, thank you. Like, I just really like, that's when you really know, okay? Because girls just don't throw that out there. So this guy says, I remind him of Lucy Liu. When I tell you, I'm going to write that down. It'll be something I never in my life forget because it's just not true. Like, I just happen to have long, dark hair. And Lucy Liu's hair is also longer than mine. So for me, I'm just going, oh my God, you think I'm a petite queen with longer hair than I actually have? Clocked it. Like, so happy about that. But I just needed to, I really just wanted to solidify that in the timeline. And then he also said a little joke that, like, if we ever come back in the room, he's going to be like, hello, angels. So fun. I love fun stuff like that. Now, let's get into a little tequila time. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, ra-ta-ta-ta-ta, ra-ta-ta-ta-ta, ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Ah, ch-ch, ah, ch-ch, ah, ch-ch. Oscar nominations are here. Oh God, you know this is my Super Bowl. I respect the Critics' Choice Awards. I really respect the Golden Globes. But I mean, the Mac Daddy's the Oscars. And especially this year with all these good movies that had come out, this was the Mecca that we were waiting for. We officially are going to have our Oscar Movie of the Week watch parties, okay? And I'm going to just say this right now because it just is the truth of the fact of the matter. You already know how I've been feeling about the award season that has been going on. Like, it's kind of a joke. It's kind of a farce. I'm not trying to be a hater. It's just is what it is. Like, Jacob Elordi winning Best Supporting Actor is actually crazy. It's one of the most crazy things I've ever seen, because if you saw Benicio del Toro and you saw Sean Penn and you saw their acting in one battle after another, and then you see Jacob Elordi and Frankenstein like grunting, you're going to just wonder how that came to be. I don't know if there's some backdoor deal. I don't know if it's PR. I really don't know, and I really don't care. But what I'm hoping is the Oscars right the wrongs that have been done this current award season, because I'm hoping that the Oscars, listen, all of this is subjective. I'm aware of that, but it is an objective fact that Benicio del Toro was better in one battle after another than Jacob Elordi and Frankenstein. I'm just not going to have a conversation about it. I'm just not. But what I will say is I hope that this award season the winners are actually based on reality and not who's due for what, or not who needs fluffed up for the rest of their career, or not that it's going to make a good story. I don't care about any of that. I want it to be who actually should be winning that. Now, let's go through. I'm going to go through the categories I care about, because remember, it's my show. And while some people might want to go, and I know that sounded a little aggressive, I'm so sorry, but I get really impassioned by the cinema, okay? And I'm not going to cover every category, but I do want to cover the categories that I personally care about. In some categories, I'm just not going to cover, okay? Let's start with Best Actor in a Leading Role. Not because I'm sexist, but because I have to go in order on the Academy's, the Oscar website, or I'll get really flustered, okay? But maybe the Oscars are sexist because the number one category listed here is Actor in a Leading Role. Okay. Nominees: Timothée Chalamet in Marty Supreme. I'm sorry while I roll the eyes in the back of my head. It's about ping pong. I'm not going to get on this soapbox again, but let's just be real. Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon. Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, and that should be listed 3 times because he plays twins twice and then a vampire. Technically, a twin that does turn into a vampire, so some may say that's only 2 rules. I'm counting it as 3. And then Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent. I have not seen Blue Moon. I have not seen The Secret Agent. I will be watching both of those because I have heard a ton about Ethan Hawke in this, and I have heard The Secret Agent 1,000 times, so I will watch that. Actors in a support. Okay, sorry. I don't want to just read the category and then move on to the next. My personal opinion for actor in a leading role should be Leonardo DiCaprio. Michael B. Jordan is a close second. However, I can't ignore the physical acting that Leonardo DiCaprio portrayed in this movie. When he's in the karate studio and there's all these police outside, and so he's like crawl, walk, rolling across the karate studio to get to Benicio del Toro. The physical comedy in this movie is unbelievable. Leonardo DiCaprio always plays this like Rico Suave or like intense. He normally has like a pensive look on his face. This role of his, he just plays a freaking psycho. I mean, the most physical, funny comedy I've ever seen while also being dead serious. It's unbeatable. Marty Supreme, what did he do? He got fake acne put on his face and they gave him a unibrow. Wonderful. He learned how to play ping pong. I don't care. I think that it should be illegal to be nominated for a movie just if you learn something physical. Like, I believe in my heart that Jacob Elordi is being nominated for Best Actor because he had to sit in body makeup. And I believe that Timothée Chalamet is being nominated for Best Actor because he learned some ping pong. Do you think I get an award just because I learned the medical field? No. It's an expectation. So there's a certain expectation, right? If you're an actor, there's an expectation that sometimes you're going to have to be in body paint and sometimes you're going to have to learn like a little karate. I mean, Neo, I think he was learning karate, right? I think like all these women like Zoe Saldana and Charlize Theron and all these people, they learn these like little acrobat things when they're in these movies. They don't get nominated just because you learn something. I mean, some of these guys, they build muscle when they're Batman. They put on muscle. They don't get nominated. I mean, I would assume that's why he's winning, that why he's nominated, because he had to learn ping pong, because the acting itself was not, it was normal. It was normal acting. It was acting I've seen in any movie. Now, best supporting actor best actor in a supporting role. Best actor in a supporting role. Benicio del Toro, One Battle After Another. Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein. Okay. Delroy Lindo, Sinners. which I believe he's like in his 70s and he got nominated, I could cry. Like, and he was so good in that movie. He was so good in that movie. Visceral reaction. Sean Penn, one battle after another. Excellent in the movie. He plays a real freak. Do I think he should win? I don't, only because like he really does play this OCD total weirdo, like really an anal guy. But Benicio del Toro and Delroy Lindo are better than him, in my opinion. And then Stalin Skarsgård in Sentimental Value. I've heard a ton about Sentimental Value. I will be watching it. But like at the end of the day, okay, he plays an aloof dad that wasn't there for his daughter that's now making up for lost time. Okay, add it to the list. Okay, like, okay. I mean, I do want to give these people their flowers. I'm talking about it in a little bit more of a hyperbolic way, but like, I'm sorry. Have you had any drinks today, sir? Yes. A few small beers. Like, as he's dancing, like Benicio del Toro, I just love him so much. Best actress in a leading role. Jessie Buckley in Hamnet. We have to watch Hamnet. It's still in theaters. That's not going to be our first movie for us to watch during this award season. It's just too difficult right now. Rose Byrne, Byrne, Brine, something. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Never heard of it. Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue. Listen, Song Sung Blue is with Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson. I've seen it on my screen a ton of times. Am I gonna watch it? I don't know. It's like about these two older people that are following their passion with singing. I know it's gonna be a feel-good movie. One thing about me, I'm not a fan of a feel-good movie. It's very boring to me. It's just seems boring. I might watch it. I'm probably not. Let's just be real. Wait, hold on. Let me backtrack. I'm not gonna watch it. I can't. It's not my type of movie. I hate singing movies. I hate musicals. I've never seen The Greatest Showman. God forbode someone puts on a Disney movie. Listen, there's singing and music that I like, and then there's movies that I like. You mix them together. When I tell you music has kept me alive, true. When I tell you movies have kept me alive, true. When I tell you they're mixed together, it kills me, fact. That's how I feel. I don't know why. I just want to do one or the other. I don't want to do both. Emma Stone, Begonia. My sister saw Begonia. She said it was one of the most disturbing things she ever saw in her life. She said it's a total Freak Nation movie, but I have to watch it because it is nominated. And you know what? I'm just going to have to muscle through it. Maybe I'll take some NyQuil and go on a wild ride while I watch it. I'm just going to have to play it by ear. I also think I shouldn't watch it alone. She said it's totally freaky. Real weird stuff. Am I going to watch it alone? I don't know. I'm going to have to play it by ear. Best actress in a supporting role. Ella Fanning, Sentimental Value. Inga Ilias. I'm just going to spell it. Inga, last name Lilleas. Sentimental Value. Amy Madigan. I am so bad at pronouncing names. Let me tell you something. Give me a name, I'm going to butcher it. And I'm not even into meat all like that, but it's something that I'm really bad at. I barely can say and spell normal words. You guys know I already had trouble with snowflake last week. I just asked if there's a T and listen. Listen, there's some words that really get me every time. Listen is one of them. Is it Listen or Lisen? Is it listen or listen? I can never remember. Schedule. Every single time I spell schedule, which is every single month when I have to make my schedule, I spell it wrong. It autocorrects to the right way. Do I pay attention to what the right way is? No. I got bigger fish to fry. Listen, I'm 35. I'm not going to get better at spelling. I've accepted it. I'm not dealing with it. But a name, whew. So Amy Madigan, Weapons. I think that's how you say it. Sinners, Wunmi Mosak. Wunmimosaku. Teyana Taylor, One Battle After Another. Now listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I've only seen The Sinners and One Battle After Another. I can't speak on these other actresses in this movie. So for actress in a supporting role, I'm holding my opinion on who should win because I don't know. Now, is the only movie I'm not going to see on this list Weapons? Yes, I refuse. I heard it's a scary movie. I don't have the bandwidth for it. I'm a big scaredy cat. I can't watch scary movies. I'm not making any apologies. Well, you know what? Wait, should I just muscle through it? It is my year of yes. Now, here's the thing. If I watch a scary movie, it's going to sit with me for a decade. I just got over the villain in Charlie's Angels. Ironic I'm mentioning Charlie's Angels twice in one episode, considering I haven't spoken on it in a decade. But the guy that rips out the hair in Charlie's Angels and smells it, when I tell you that man gave me nightmares for a decade and it wasn't even a scary movie, I can't tolerate scary movies. It sits with me in my soul. So I don't know if I can watch Weapons. Now, here's the thing. There is a caveat. Because you might say, well, Sinners is a scary movie. You always talk about the 28 Days franchise. No, there's a difference. There's a scary movie about straight murder. Weird guys, weird girls, axes, other stuff, ghosts. No. If it's about the devil, I don't want to see it. Possession, stay away. Listen, there's a difference with post-apocalyptic, vampires, zombies, werewolves. All of that is separate. That's a totally separate lore and catalyst. If it's just a movie about murdering because I don't know what, I don't like it. Now, you know some of my top favorite movies. You might say, well, World War Z is scary. It's about zombies. Zombies are different. It's different. It's a virus. They're infected. They don't know what they're doing. It's a genre, 30 Days of Night. That movie's horrific. Josh Hartnett, remember that? But it's like they're about vampires. It's just different. Sinners is scary. It's different. It's about vampires. I think what it is with some of those movies, I feel like either I could beat them or it's like I could reason with them. Like in Sinners, for example, my biggest beef with Sinners is like they didn't want to become vampires. And honestly, like the way they were like playing their little instruments and all that, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I would have become one. Like they're like, hey, want to be a family and live forever? I don't know, maybe. I really like community. It's like, hey, want to be in this community and be friends forever and exist forever? I don't know. That doesn't sound that bad. Now, would I want to be a werewolf? Of course not. Like, there is a movie, I believe it's literally called Werewolf with Benicio del Toro. He's in it. But, like, that's different because with their werewolf, it's just, we're not talking about Twilight where, like, they can kind of control themselves. Traditional werewolves have really no benefit of the werewolf, of being a werewolf, except for when they turn into the werewolf once a month, but they can't even control themselves. So like for that, I'm not open to it, okay? Luna is barking. And she's just such a hater, my dog Luna. Honestly, she always just, one thing about Luna, she's going to bark. Now, animated feature film, I'm sorry, I don't care. Animated short film, I don't care personally. Casting, interesting. Do I care about casting? Let's just roll through it. Nominees: Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sinners. I'm sorry, One Battle After Another's casting was absolutely fire flames. I kind of think that should win, and I also think Sinners was pretty damn good. Again, am I totally biased? Yes, and I make no apologies. Cinematography: Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Train Dreams. Now, again, of course, because I'm just the most biased, vile woman on the face of the earth. Wait, hold on. I'm not supposed to be talking about myself that way anymore. I was making a joke. Okay. Hold on one second. Luna! I'm talking about the Oscars. Can you just be okay for 1 second? It's my passion. That probably didn't work, but we never know. So Luna is smart, so she might stop. Listen, cinematography, Frankenstein was beautiful. Sinners, is such a visually stimulating movie. When I tell you I'm dead between Sinners and One Battle After Another, because Sinners was more of a it was more of a crock pot of a movie where there was just so much happening simultaneously. There was a crescendo of cinematography. For example, when the guy was playing the guitar and like the building was kind of coming in and out of reality and all the different people and generations were dancing with one another and there was fire flames coming up. I mean, in terms of cinematography, it was just overwhelming. However, One Battle After Another was a stark difference where there was the chaos of some of the movie happening with for example, when Leonardo DiCaprio was trying to escape the chaos clashed city of the government and the protesters coming together, that cinematography was beautiful. But then there were also the way pulled back scenes when Sean Penn met with the bounty hunter, a hitman in the middle of the desert. And it was just that pulled back scene, car, man, vast, beautiful scenery. And then, of course, in One Battle After Another, when the cars were going up and down the hill, and it was a pulled back shot, and it was hill. All you could see was a hill, and then no car, the other car. Beautiful. So when I tell you in cinematography, I truly am torn between Sinners and One Battle After Another. I don't know who deserves to win. They're so different. But gosh, do I think Sinners did something that hasn't been done before? There, I made my decision. I think Sinners did something that hasn't been done before. So I do think I want Sinners to pull through on that one. Costume design, I'm just gonna, I don't care. Directing, I do care, but I don't care. Directing, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Sinners. We've got Chloe Zhao, Zhao for Hamnet, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Joachim Trier, and Sinners, Ryan Coogler. Listen, One Battle After Another, to me, was the movie of the year. So it's going to be hypocritical for me to say, not hypocritical, it's going to be confusing for me to say, One Battle After Another was truly, to me, the movie of the year. And a director is a huge part of movie of the year, if not the reason it's the movie of the year. So I really do understand why it's going to be confusing that I say Ryan Coogler needs to win it. I'm sorry, that man, he's doing things that haven't been done before. He is, to me, like one of the young directors that is really forging his way through this film industry. What he did with Sinners was so visually and audibly stimulating, and he is the backbone of that. And I will say, the way that he negotiated that he's going to own the rights to that movie in 20 years from now, Sinners is about the Jim Crow South. Okay? It's about, there's so many innuendos, I think that's the word, in the movie. There's so many layered stories. It's not, it shouldn't be lost on you that I believe, it's about these young men, African-American Black people, who are taking charge of their future. They're buying a little club. They're opening it. They're fighting the Jim Crow South with the Klan on their tail. And then, white vampires come and try to basically take ownership of them. Come join us. Hey, I'm going to be in charge. I'm going to create you, but you'll be part of me. There's so many messages happening in that movie, and they're trying to fight and keep what's theirs. And then the fact that Ryan Coogler negotiated to keep that movie or own the rights to it in 20 years from now, it's so full circle. And the movie's so beautiful, and there's such an infusion of horror, but music and messaging and visual stimulation. He does deserve to win. So for a director, I mean, the thing is One Battle After Another, I believe, has been swooping that. But for me personally, I hope Ryan Coogler takes it. Now let's go down to, of course, music, Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Sinners. I mean, if Sinners doesn't win, that's actually crazy. The entire movie's based in blues music and is fabulous, okay? Now, I just want to get down now to Best Picture, because I've been talking about the Oscars for a goddamn hour. One of the greatest travesties of all time is the fact that Best Picture now for the Oscars has legitimately like 8 to 10 nominees now. There needs to be 5. I am the most liberal, open-minded, free-flowing person on the face of the earth, except for the movies. I'm sorry, everyone doesn't get a participation trophy. This isn't let's name the 15 movies that came out this year that are blockbusters and then we'll pick between them. Top 5. Stop with this bullshit. the 10 best movies nominees? What the fuck are we doing here? It needs to be 5. Listen, will I throw you a bone and say 6 maybe? Maybe. But like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 nominees. I'm sorry. You couldn't have got it down to 5 or 6. Okay. Let's roll through them. Best Picture of the Year. Begonia. F1. Okay. I need to stop at F1 real quick. Did I listen to an interview with Brad Pitt about F1? Absolutely. Did they really have to learn how to drive those race cars? I mean, Brad Pitt had to get life insurance coverage because he was going to be going in a race car 180 miles an hour around a track. Yes. Did they, for the first time ever, get to work with F1 and they actually filmed the movie in real life race car scenarios? So those crowds that were there were actual viewers of like F1 races? Yes. Is it the first time that what is F1? Like a division, a race, a sport? I mean, I don't know what it is. I know it's like there's like F1 and NASCAR and all that. Is it like the first time that they actually worked with people that closely and let them into their studio? Yes. Or not studio, but like sport? Yes. Were they actually filming F1 during live races? So like basically what Brad Pitt was saying was like the normal pits would be racing and then like during a break or a reset, they would like film their scene. And so they had this really tight timing of it. Yes. Does that mean it should be nominated for Best Picture of the Year? No. Was it cool that all that happened? Of course. Is it a contender against One Battle After Another, Sinners, Hamnet? Listen, the movie was cool. Was it best picture of the year? I'm sorry. Who nominated that? It was fine. It was fine. It was an okay movie. It was honestly a little bit too long and kind of boring. And that's coming from someone that loves a 3-hour film. Oh, everyone was pissed The Irishman was 3.5 hours long. You could have doubled it for me. I love turning something on and not having to figure out what to watch next for 3 hours. It's a dream of mine. Was F1 too long? Yeah. It was about racing. It was just a little bit too much, okay? The car goes in a circle. Whoa. Okay. I think we can all move on from that. Frankenstein. In no way, shape, or form should that have been nominated for Best Picture of the Year. I understand that it was, people liked it. It's not the movie of the year. That's a joke, okay? Hamnet, haven't seen it yet. Marty Supreme, whatever. You guys know how I feel about it. If we're going to all gaslight and lie and say it's the movie of the year, sure, whatever. I'm not going to fall for that propaganda. There's a few things I'm not falling for this year. and Marty Supreme's one of them. One battle after another. You know how I feel about that. Such a good movie. It's in my top 5. That's crazy. The Secret Agent, I need to see it because I've been hearing so much about this movie. Sentimental Value, I'm going to watch it, but my God, does it look boring. God, it's like, I hate movies like that. It's like, I hate movies where the whole thing is about repairing a relationship. There's a reason I don't go to therapy. It's like boring. And to me, Sentimental Value seems that way, but whatever. Sinners, Train Dreams. Never heard of it. I'm going to have to watch it. I don't know a thing about Train Dreams. Okay. So that's what I care about. Now, I do need to mention, I've been complaining that all these other award shows have not been giving its flowers. I mean, they've been giving its flowers, but the winners have been so like, what's going on? I will say the Oscars is giving me a little bit of hope because, listen, Sinners broke the record for highest nominated movie of all time. It's the most highly nominated movie of all time. I believe it has 16 nominations. So when I say that I'm a little bit confused of how the winners are working because I don't understand how like certain people are winning, and is the Oscars going to do the rights of the wrongs of the prior award shows this year? Listen, it better not pull a Beyonce. And what I mean by that is Beyonce is the most highly nominated artist of all time, but she has only won Album of the Year once. So how is it that you're the most highly nominated singer of all time, but only one album is Album of the Year? It's like saying every ingredient is a 10 out of 10, but then when you make the meal, it's just a 3 out of 5. It makes no sense. It's like saying I have the prettiest face, prettiest body, prettiest arms, prettiest hair, prettiest feet, but she's a 6 out of 10. Well, that doesn't make any sense because you just said from head to toe I'm banging, but then altogether it makes no sense. That makes no sense. So when I say that if Sinners is now the most highly nominated movie of all time of Oscars history, that means almost every category it's saying it's exceptional in. So that means there's a world in which it needs to also win a large number of the awards. It's the same way that one battle after another keeps winning movie of the year, but then none of the actors are winning. Well, who makes the movie what it is? I'm just saying. And then I believe the second highest nomination for this year is One Battle After Another, and I think it has 13 nominations. So listen, all I'm saying is I have a lot riding on this award show. Listen, I'm not an idiot. I'm not a dummy. Do I know the world's falling down around me? So maybe I've just put all my eggs into this basket. Is it like, there has to be something for us to be impassioned about other than what's going on in this world? Yes. Do I understand that I'm probably displacing some of my energy? Of course. Am I really going to riot if Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't win Actor of the Year? I am. I know you were going to expect me to say no. No, I am. Like, I'm actually going to riot. But it's like, I'm just having fun with this. Like, we have to displace some of our energy somewhere and like really like ride for something else so that we can feel something. And that is what I'm doing with this. And I don't care. I make no apologies. Now, listen, we do have to talk, and I am kind of running out of time here. And so I'm not going to cover Harry Styles or Nene right now because I'm going to go to an oral surgeon. He's going to look up this little bitch coming through the back of my mouth and see if he can take it out. And that appointment is in 24 minutes from now, and it's a 15-minute drive. So I'm going to have to skedaddle. But I am just going to highlight and pay some respect. We have now had the second murder of a individual in cold blood on camera for the world to see in Minnesota. ICE has killed many people, a lot in detention centers, probably more than we even know about. But it's different when we see it on camera, broad daylight, black and white, a murder with our own eyes. And that is Alex Pretti, a 37-year-old ICU nurse at the VA. He was murdered protecting a woman. He had a camera in his hand. They said that he had a weapon on him of which he did not reach for, of which he held no threat to those officers. And they dog piled on him 7-1, 5-1, 6-1, and shot him in the back. And then the administration comes on TV and says a man came there to kill and inflict as much pain on law enforcement officers as possible, so we had to murder him in cold blood. That is propaganda. And it is important for us to use our voice to say we are going to believe what we see with our eyes and what we hear with our ears in reality as it happened. We're not going to let the media and narrative be manipulated from that. So listen, Alex Pretti, his life will not be lost in vain. Unfortunately, I think these murders right now that are happening, they will pave a way to change, because when you see it with your own eyes, we don't need convincing. We know what's happening. But when you see it with your own eyes and you're on the opposing side and you see what happens, and then you see the administration come on and rewrite history, and by the way, use a foundation of their party, your right to bear arms, then being used as an excuse for cold-blooded murder. I mean, the NRA has released a statement. They want a full investigation. The walls are crumbling. There is hope. Remember, they're too ugly and they're too dumb to win. That's something we have to live by. Alex Pretti's life was not lost in vain. He died protecting a woman. It gives us hope that there are still good people in this world. And it gives us hope that blatant lies will be identified. And it is going to be the downfall of this administration. So I just want to give flowers to Alex Pretti. He died doing the right thing. And that's important in this day and age, because it is a little bit of a hopeless time right now. But you see, there's still good people out there. And I do believe in heaven, and I do believe Alex Pretti's there. I don't know him personally, but in his last acts as an individual and the life he led as a nurse, I do believe that you have to have a good spirit and a good soul to do that and to be that and to run toward danger and to run toward protecting someone. I do believe he's in heaven. And, he's going to make a difference. He really is going to make a difference. These senseless acts of violence are going to be the thing that swing this into a new direction. So listen, stay strong, stay vigilant, and stay safe, and stay hopeful, because we will get through this. I know that for a fact. This week, I'm going to assign us for the movie of the year that we're watching. Let me get back to movies of the year here. Shoot, gosh darn it. I scrolled past. For movie of the year, what we are going to start with, listen guys, I already watched Sinner and I already watched One Battle After Another. Although screw it, I'm going to rewatch it. Listen, let's start with the one that I think is going to be the least palatable. Begonia. I think that's going to be a hard one to do. So let's start with Begonia this year, okay? Or this week. Watch Begonia. I'm sorry, I'm giving you guys a warning. I think my sister said it's pretty gosh darn bad. I mean, it's very gory. She said people's heads explode. So I'm just pre-warning you, but that's what we're going to start with. Begonia. And until next week, rate, review, subscribe, like, share, comment. And until next week, bye.